Welcome to Market Mashup, our weekly recap of financial markets and what we have in store for this upcoming week that might impact your stock and bond portfolios. I'm Scott Nasca, President of Generation Capital Management. A tough week for stocks last week as the Dow Jones was down 2.1%, S&P 500 was down 2.5%, and the Nasdaq was down 2.6%. So pretty much broad-based selling across all markets last week in the equities as investors took some risk off. Led to a pretty tough October so far, and all major stock markets are down throughout the world. So, just pay attention to this. October's always a volatile month for stocks, so we want to see if it still has any legs to carry forward as we head towards the end of the year. On the bond front, just always like to mention a couple levels. We have the 2-year at 5.06, the 10-year at 4.89%. So we get a 17 basis point inversion still in the yield curve. Much less steepening than it was earlier this year when we had over a full percentage point. And as the curve has steepened, it's more or less the longer end of the market that has risen much more as the shorter end has stayed stable. With the longer end rising, that means yields are higher, bond prices are lower. So bond markets themselves are having some problems, especially those indices and investments that have a longer duration or maturity schedule out there. So it's still a tough market on the bond front. So a couple of commodity figures that we've been bringing up. We have oil at $83.81 and gold at $2,010. So we've seen a retracement in the price of oil, but we've also seen an increase in the price of gold. And I think that's just because of all of the uncertainties that are out there and the geopolitical risks, as well as inflation and interest rate risks that are out there. A lot of data points coming out this week. We have consumer confidence on Tuesday. We have the Fed rate decision, which will be out on Wednesday, and the conversation and statement after from Fed Chair Powell, where he'll provide some more details in a Q&A format. So we want to see if there's any changes to the interest rate policies, especially on the shorter end. If they raise rates, that's pretty much a lot of consensus is that they're not, but we want to see if they still remain data dependent or if they provide any future outlooks. And then also on Friday, we have the big October jobs report coming out. Want to see if there's been any slowdown in job hirings, and also pay attention to the wage increases to see if there's going to be any inflationary pressures from wages. We have also about 20% of the S&P 500 companies reporting third quarter earnings. The big one to focus on is Apple, which is coming out on Thursday. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at our website, www.gencapmgmt. Our team is ready to answer any questions that you might have. Give your portfolio a second opinion. Just make sure your allocations meet your goals and objectives and risk tolerances. We have a lot of information on our website. John's top tips, which is great for financial planning ideas, might spur some interest in something that you need to do, especially as you look towards the end of the year. If you have any questions, once again, please feel free to reach out to us. Glad to help out any way we can. My name is Scott Nasca, President of Generation Capital Management, and this is Market Mashup. Have a great week, everyone.